Felix. Look at the big peacock right here, just hanging out in the driveway. Well, hello there, and welcome. Pardon the noise, we got lawnmowers in the background and everything else here, but just want to get this video out because it's the 4th of July and I'm taking a vacation here and I won't be back until next week, but we'll still get a video out for tomorrow here. Today is Tuesday, and I came to this boat last week. It's a 330 Boston Whaler, and I fixed it. Everything was good. He took it out. A couple hours in, he has a steering alarm. And this boat I've actually videoed a few times here, and we have new power steering pump. We got a new actuator on one side, and this is where I showed you how to diagnose if there's a problem there. I haven't plugged it in yet, so I don't know if that's actually the case, but usually a good guess when it comes to generation 1 actuator. So let's just go back in time here and look what happened first. So we're back at the one that we did the live well lid for, because he went to use the boat, and the starboard motor sounds good, but this one's got a code for throttle body, so let's listen to it when we fire it up. Definitely sounds like the throttle body's stuck when it starts. She's surging, trying to figure it out. Let's pull the cowling and take stuff apart. Well, this is the first. I took off our little cover piece here, which is basically just our breather for our intake here. And we have a stuck gasket. That actually is what seals this here. When I got to it, this right here, I didn't have to loosen it. It was already loose. So this thing is probably rattling around loose. And eventually it just sucked in from the intake, because you got a lot of vacuum here. Sucked this rubber piece right into it. So I'm going to pull this out. Hopefully we didn't lose any into the motor here. We'll see. And we'll run it again and see if everything is working correctly or it hurt the throttle body any. Alright, lucky we didn't get any pieces off of this. I also pulled our other cowling here to make sure we had nothing loose here. This one was fine, so I'm not sure why this one maybe just rattled over time and slowly backed its way off. But we're going to start both of them. Let's clear the codes here real quick. Obviously we're going to have throttle position code or something stick in or something like that. It'll tell us. Clear, and we're good here. Let's fire them up. That sounds better. That one sounds normal. I'm going to turn off our starboard side so we can rev up our port side and make sure the throttle's working. Don't sound like she's sticking, sounds good. Make sure to see our RPMs here. Nice and smooth. He's got limit to the throttle there on the neutral. Alright, let's take her out of throttle only, see if she shifts. Forward. We're shifting. Good, everything works it looks like. Shut that one down. So now I'm just going to put this back on there. Obviously he's got little spots here that'll hold onto it, and if I get that clamp real tight, I'll double check that one, but that one was tight. I'll spin it a little bit more to make sure that it ain't gonna come free. We'll do the same here, and I'll order this gasket, and I'm gonna run them a little bit longer here and check them and shift them all and check the joystick, but this one should be good to go. So back to you, future me. Alright, so that happened, and throttle bodies are fine. The motor ran great, I guess, for 2 or 3 hours. We went like 30 miles offshore, and I just plugged it in, and we have a steer motor follow code, which points towards the actuator. But what I'm going to do is switch some pumps around just to make sure we don't have a CCM or TVM or any of those other problems, which I doubt, but I always like to double check my work so we can get the right part coming for it. While I do that, let me show you another video that I took yesterday on an Aquila. It's actually a 32, not a 36. I think I said 36 in the video, but it's a 32, and we had a gauge problem, basically the Mercury 403 problem, so I'll just show you. I'm trying to film. All right, let's see if we can make this happen before the next jet flies by us here, because the airport's right next door. So we're in a Sarasota. We got twin 300s on a 32 Aquila. It's a pretty cool boat. I like the setup. Got a little cabin over here, the bathroom over here. What we have here is a bad gauge. I'll show you something real quick. So we have upgrade failed, retry update. So this is stuck in this mode, nothing you can do about it. Tried everything, but there's a trick to these. If you have this 403 gauge, you can actually do a factory reset. If this thing stalls out basically, or something happens where it's doing this, you turn your keys off, right? And this should turn off, let the screen turn off, everything turn off, electronics, whatever, because this is lit up by our Raymarine here. And then you hold the up and down button. When you hold those two, hit your keys back on and just keep holding, and it should do a factory reset for you. This one's not doing it because there's something wrong, so we have a new one to install. So let me get in there and we'll install it. I'm going to show you real quick though the inside, because they set these boats up pretty well to work on. Climb down in our little bathroom here, and we have all of our components basically. He even put a little cushion down here for me to sit on. And we got our C-zone stuff, charger, all of our battery switches. Pretty cool. There's an amp, all of our connections that are labeled so you know where things are going. We got AC lines here. There's a Raymarine VHF module. What do they call those? The Ray 90s. There's all of our NEMA connections up here. And then up here, there's the back of our gauge. So it's pretty simple to deal with, and there's only a couple connections there. And then we got our Mercury junction box here. But yeah, I like it. They got C-zone modules up there. Those are just little computer controllers, and then these are our fuses basically here. Which, if you ever have a problem with C-zone, you pop this cover off. You look and make sure you have green lights. If you have a red light or something and the fuse blown, you can bypass it by pulling the fuse and just move it up a notch. There's another circuit in there. So that's pretty clever on their part, so you can bypass the computer if you ever have to. So let me change out this gauge real quick and we'll see if it works. We are back. We got both our motors running here because I just want to test our pages and make sure everything is working. So I've set up all of our pages, it's all calibrated. We have active trim here, so everything is done, it's all functioning. I added these pages to the very system page here so you can kind of monitor your engine if you ever had to. And then our main page here, everything's working. We're trimmed all the way down, we got fuel, so we're good here. What I wanted to show you here, I talk about computers all the time. Check this out. Mercury's new G3 software. It's kind of cool. When you go to print the page, you can actually look at everything. So if you see, I'll zoom in here, we have all of our computers. So you have computer, tells you what network they're on, which is our P. And you have our H, which is our public network, and then our private basically. So these talk to our TVMs in the back, and then you get our CCMs up front here. Steering wheel's a computer. We got our gauge that I just replaced, our trackpad, which is our joystick, the joystick module, which is actually the public shared part of the joystick because you have to broadcast that to our Raymarine and our gauge here. You got GPS receiver, which is also public, steering wheel and the compass. Those four things right there are our public network because they're shared for basically all your Raymarine stuff. If you had autopilot, all that, and everything else is on our private network. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 computers on a twin engine boat. It just makes you wonder how many more computers will be in this boat in the next 5 years, because I showed you earlier the C-zone modules down there. There's more computers. So you got 13 for the motors. Well, there's 2, 3, 4, 5 plus we had the Raymarine VHF. You got Raymarine here. I mean, it's just everything is a computer now. So anyway, no big deal. We're all fixed here, so back to you, old man me.
The number of callers ahead of you is currently 2, and the estimated wait time is 10 minutes.
We got about 10 minutes. Hopefully a little sooner than that. Mercury's usually pretty fast, but I gotta talk to him. I just like to cover my bases here with warranty and make sure that they're gonna cover this, obviously with expensive actuator in the back here. Anyway, the last one was pretty cool with showing you all the computer modules. So I like what the G3 does now. When you plug into it, you can actually look at all the modules. You can click on them, go into them independently, look at the codes. So very helpful, especially when you have problems like this where you have 2 steering actuators that are different. You got lots of TVMs here, CCMs, they all could have issues. So This one, unfortunately, I checked the pumps are both good, and our old actuator is failed here, so I'm going to make sure that they're going to cover it and we're still under warranty. So anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a happy 4th, and I will see you in a week. Later. There's a very oddly shaped yacht right there. Never seen anything like that. It's kind of cool. It's like a big porch on the top.